Hello everyone, welcome to the 8th episode of Goals Master YouTube series, and today I have Vivianne from Kenya. Welcome Vivianne, how are you?
Thank you so much, Faizan. I'm good. I'm actually happy to be here. Yes.
So Vivianne is another student from the sports industry track, and Vivianne, I want to know more about you because the audience wants to know your background and what are your passions in sports. So if you can share something about your background, that will be great.
Okay, thank you so much, Faizan, for this opportunity. Like you mentioned, my name is Vivianne Debra. I'm from Kenya. My passion for sports draws back to I grew up in a footballing family, I'd like to say, and I'm the last one in the family. So I grew up playing football and having household conversations where we were just talking about football, and I had this intrinsic love for sports as a result of these conversations. And that's how I later on pursued a bachelor's degree in sports science. And later on, I ventured into the sports industry to work. And I worked with a Total Sports Management. It was basically an agency that we were scouting players in Kenya, and we would attach them to professional clubs in Europe and more specifically Sweden. And I did that for like a year and a half. Later on, I moved to Moving the Goalposts, which is a sports for development organization that works to empower girls and young women within the coastal region of Kenya through football. So I worked there for around 2 years. Later on, I decided to join Goals because I felt like I should actually develop my capacity more to be able to impact my country.
That's super interesting.
Thank you.
And it's always good to have people from different backgrounds and different experiences. So I want to know your specific motivation to pursue Goals Masters, and also how do you see studying in Europe, because it's another environment, you have new challenges. So how's your experience studying in Europe and overall your motivation to pursue this degree?
Okay, so I'd say my motivation to pursue goals was actually, aside from having the passion to pursue sports, and I forgot to mention that I actually played football at the development stages.
Okay.
And aside from that motivation and having played football back in Kenya, I felt like there was something that was lacking in the Kenyan sports industry, and not just football, but like the whole sports industry. So there's also the issue of disparity in women in sports leadership. And I felt like it would be good for me to develop my capacity to a way that, let me find a course that will help me to get to that level to be able to impact my country. So it's basically my eager zeal to want to impact my country back. That's why I felt like Goals, going through the whole curriculum, I felt like Goals will be a perfect fit for me.
Interesting. So since you have chosen the sports industry track, after Lille you are here in Lithuania. So how's it going in Lithuania, and how's your experience with the university here, and what are your expectations from the Lisbon semester as well?
I would say for Lithuania, it was actually, I don't know if I should put it as the whole experience within Europe has been different. Aside from the first semester was totally different as compared to the second semester. Coming from Kenya, and in particular coming from an African country, we are culturally different, and we are more social. We are more like there's the sense of community. But then you get to Europe and these things are different. Everyone is there is hyper independence. Everyone is working, doing their own things individually, and you're not used to this. So getting to adapt to this was kind of a challenge for me, but I managed eventually. And I'll say that Lithuania is totally different from France because people are more reserved. I thought France was it, but then I was like, no, Lithuania people are more reserved. But I also love the experience here, aside from the cold, because I'm not used to this temperature.
Yeah.
The winter was crazy here. Honestly, it was getting to -20s, and I was like, what is this? I'm not used to such levels. If it's too low, I'm used to 12, 14, and I will feel cold back then.
Yeah.
But then you get here and it's up to -20, and it was crazy. But in terms of studies, there's not so much difference according to how, in comparison to how the Kenyan system is. It's not so different, but I love the experience. I love the courses we're doing, which are an advancement from what we did in France. And I'm enjoying everything, every moment, the interaction and the studies, all of them.
All right. So my next question is about the opportunities for students from Africa, and how important do you think going for such programs can help students from Africa? And through your experience, can you share some of your journey which people can get inspired from, so that whoever is interested in applying for goals or any other similar programs, they can get help from your experience? So would you like to share your journey while applying?
Okay, so when I was applying for goals, honestly, the application process wasn't that hard. I actually enjoyed it. As compared to other scholarships, I felt like goals was more, we could relate. And I really enjoyed like writing the SOP, like the motivation. I really enjoyed it because I felt like I could connect to this course and I wanted to do this course. So that motivation in itself made me like enjoy the whole process, and I felt like this was for me. And my motivation to African students out there, I'd say sports can also be considered as a career, because the way, and also women, especially women,
Yes.
women should actually take up sports as a career, because we need more women who can relate to girls. This will translate to increasing girls' participation in sports and also in leadership positions. So let's take these opportunities to advance and develop our capacities. A good example would be, we saw the previous AFCON. I don't know if you watched. Did you watch AFCON?
Sometimes I just follow the result of the game.
You should watch. The quality was top-notch. And I'm telling you, like, this is something that within few years, it will be the most talked about, and everyone will want to watch AFCON. But for us to get there, we need to have people who help at the grassroots level. People will help each and every country to advance football or other sports to the levels we want. So I think it's good for us to look for these opportunities where we can benchmark, get to these European countries, understand what they're doing different, and then we can apply the positive, we can take the positive learnings and apply them back to our countries. So I feel like everyone should go for such opportunities. Let's try and learn, benchmark, and develop our countries back home.
That's cool, and I also would like to know what are your future ambitions, since you want to contribute back to your country. So in which sector would you like to work and give back something to your country? So what do you have any ambitions or your dreams in which any specific sector where you want to work?
What I know is, for now, because of my love for football, I will say that I want to contribute to the football industry greatly, because contrary to popular belief, people know Kenya due to the athletics. People assume Kenya is just athletics, but that's not the case. Actually, the most popular sport in Kenya is football. So for us to get to a level where we also know the way we are talented in athletics, the same way we are talented in football. But for us to get to a level where we can be seen, there are things that should be put in place. So I see myself impacting football, but I'm not just going to, I'm not like rigid, just focusing on football only. I can work as long as it's within the sports industry.
Yeah.
I would love to impact any sector, be it basketball. We just had the NBA Africa open the offices in Nairobi. So I would love to like impact any sports as long as it's the sports industry of Kenya gets to the next level.
Okay, and the last question, it's not a question, but I want to hear some of your words for your fellow country colleagues, also your friends who are watching, about what can they do to get into Goals Master, like some specific feedback you can give them or some kind of tips you can give them, because a lot of people applied in the third cohort, and next year for the fourth cohort, because these videos will be watched even later.
Yeah.
So when 2024 will be on its end, most of the people who would be interested in the fourth cohort will be watching these videos.
Yeah.
So your words can help a lot of people from Kenya, Ghana, or any other neighboring countries. So what would you like to say?
What I would say is, let us try and volunteer or get some sort of experience within the sports industry. It can also count a lot to your application because if you are doing an interview or you have like a relation, you've experienced firsthand how the sports industry is, it becomes a bit easier for you during the application. And I would also say that I will urge people to be real to yourself, be true to yourself throughout the whole process. Write whatever you write on the SOP, let it match whatever you're talking about in the interviews. Panicking is normal during interviews. You can panic, but the minute you get into the interview, as long as you are true to yourself and you're consistent, everything is possible. Like myself, I can't lie, I panicked before the interview, but once I got in, everything started flowing and I could do it. If I'm here, I'm able to sit here as the first Kenyan to actually be in goals. Anyone can do it. Anyone can do it. So I'd urge you to take up this challenge. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Vivianne, and all the best. And I hope AFCON goes much to the higher level and become the center of attention of all football fans across the globe. And all those who are watching this episode, keep following because we have some more episodes coming soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Faizan. Bye.
Bye.